Hey you guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video on the MTG Nerds channel. Today we are going to be talking about the top green cards for Theros Beyond Death pre-release / limited. So that includes draft if you're watching this in the future. Thank you guys for coming out and checking out the video. Make sure you subscribe and like the video. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you want to help support the channel even more, you can check out our Patreon and merch. Patreon is the best way to support the channel directly, and merch is the best way to support the channel if you want something back for yourself. Thank you guys, and with that being said, let's hop into this video of the top green cards for Theros Beyond Death Limited. Now, real quick, if you watched yesterday's video, you're going to notice I'm wearing the same outfit. No, I'm not wearing the same clothes 2 days in a row, it's just that I recorded this video the same day as that one. I did not wear the same clothes 2 days in a row. So let's hop into this with the top green cards. Here we go. I did remove all mythics and rares from this list because the odds of you getting a rare or mythic that you need in pre-release or draft or whatever you're doing are very, very slim. So I removed all rares and mythics from this list, and it's all just uncommons and commons, stuff that you're more likely to get and be able to use in the draft / pre-release. Let's hop into this. Our first card is going to be Nessian Wanderer. This card is great for searching through your deck, especially if you're playing a lot of enchantments. So Nessian Wanderer is a 1 and a green 1/3. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a land card from among them, put that card into your hand, and then the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So this is a great card if you're playing a lot of enchantments, because when you play an enchantment, you essentially get to draw a card. Now, although, I mean, it's going to be a land card every time, but it's great for ramping and making sure you're hitting your land drop every turn. This is going to be a great card in pre-release, especially with the amount of enchantments that you'll probably have in your deck due to the amount of enchantments in this set. Moving into our second card, it's going to be Illison Caryatid. This card is a great card for green and sealed. This is great for both mana fixing and mana ramp, and should certainly see some play in a green pre-release deck. So it's 1 and a green, and tap it to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, and if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, add 2 mana of any color instead. Great card, great little mana dork to have on the field. Definitely going to do some work for mana ramping into your big creatures, and having a creature with power 4 or greater on the field isn't unlikely for this set, and especially if you're playing green. So I would highly recommend this one, and it is a good mana dork to help ramp you into your further turns even faster and get that advantage over your opponents. Next up, the classic thing that we see in every set nowadays, Moss Viper. It's not actually called Moss Viper in every set, but we see this card a lot, or something like it. Simple, cheap, but powerful. A 1/1 Death Touch for 1 green is always fantastic. Highly recommend running this card if you're able to play it in the beginning of the match. You can also play this to deter your opponent from attacking you with a powerful creature by only spending 1 mana. If they have a huge creature, they're probably not going to want to attack into your 1/1 Death Touch and make it be killed instantly when you only paid 1 mana to kill it, basically. So it's a great card to basically pose a threat to an opponent's big creature and basically slow the game down until you can find a way to deal with their creatures, and they'll have to waste a destroy target creature spell on your creature to get rid of it so that they can attack you anyway. So either way, a 1/1 Death Touch is definitely doing a lot of work, despite it being pretty cheap and powerful. Next up, Wolf Willow Haven. Great ramp card, and once you don't need it and your hand is running out of cards, use its sacrifice ability to get some extra value out of it. So mana ramp is always good for green, because green is classic huge creature city over here. So if you're getting those huge creatures on the battlefield faster, that's even better, because the faster you can operate in pre-release, the more likely you're going to be winning your matches. So highly recommend playing any mana dorks you can, but this list covers a couple of the better ones in the set. We had that one earlier, and Wolf Willow Haven is also a great one because, like I said, you can use its sacrifice ability to draw cards once your deck starts slowing down and you don't need the mana anymore. Next up is Relentless Pursuit. Great card to get some card advantage. For 2 and a green, use this card to look at the top 4 cards of your library and get your land drop, or maybe manage to get yourself a bomb creature that you can play to wrap up a game. So always being able to search search through your deck is always a great thing. I only do this because you're not really searching through your deck. It's not like it's a tutor or anything, but you do get to look at the top cards of your library. So there's definitely good odds of you getting, you know, something you might need or be able to use that will be handy in the situation that you are currently in the game. So definitely recommend playing this one because card advantage is always key in Magic. The more cards you draw, the better off you are in beating your opponent. So I definitely recommend playing this card. Maybe 1 or 2 of them in the deck. Definitely wouldn't do 3 or 4 though, that seems like too much, but 1 or 2 sounds like a good amount. Next up is Mystical Renewal. Got a god problem or annoying enchantment you need gone? Well, for only 1 green mana, you can procrastinate that problem for later. But in all seriousness, this is an amazing removal spell for the gods in the set or other enchantments. I highly recommend running any you get at pre-release if you are playing green. Green does not see a ton of removal in the new sets recently, so having a green removal spell, especially this cheap for 1 green mana, that's crazy, and it's instant speed. So this is a fantastic card to be able to deal with a threat that your opponent has played. Those big god creatures, those guys are going to be game wrapper uppers. So definitely being able to get rid of them is key, so I would definitely recommend playing, honestly, as many of these as you get. I mean, your maximum is going to be 4, but I don't think you'll be pulling 4 since they're uncommon, but you might see 1 or 2, and if you're playing green, I would definitely play this card. Next up is Renata, Called to the Hunt. For 2 and 2 green, this creature could be an amazing addition to your board. Not only will it be powerful on your board, but it's also making everything else even more powerful, making all your creatures you control ETB with an extra +1/+1 counter. So pumping up all your creatures at once is always a great thing. Plus, once she's gone, the counters still stay on your creatures. So they're basically going to be guaranteed to be pumped up as long as she's on the field when they come out. If it's after they come out, that doesn't really matter. She just has to be on the field to get the +1/+1 counters in place, and then she can die if she needs to. Second to last card we got is Hydra's Growth. This is an amazing one. Want to overwhelm your opponent? Well, Hydra's Growth will allow you to do that. For 2 and a green, you can enchant a creature, give it a +1/+1 counter, and not only that, on your upkeep, you get to double the amount of +1/+1 counters on that creature. So this is going to be a great one because you're doubling the power of your creature every turn. Like, that's crazy. Let's say you have a 4/4 or 5/5 creature. We'll say 5/5 for the sake of this. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. The next turn, it gets 2 +1/+1 counters, then 4, then 8. Craziness. This card will allow a creature to get ginormous and definitely be able to win a game single-handedly, as long as you have a good creature to attach it to. Highly recommend playing this one as well, especially if you're playing green. Well, obviously you have to be playing green to play the card, but I would highly recommend it if you're playing green. And our last card is going to be Citizen Petitioner. Keep an eye out for this card. For 3 mana, 1 and 2 green, you are getting a 2/2 creature, and if you're getting a little too close to death, this card could save your life. You gain life equal to your devotion to green, which will be guaranteed to be at least 2 life, but you'll probably get much more. If you're getting, like I said, close to death, and you really need some life gain, this card will do some work for you and hold you out for a couple more turns probably, or at least 1 more turn, to make you be able to find a way to maybe deal with your opponent's board, and then maybe make a comeback and win it yourself. But yeah, definitely a great card to play, and I would highly recommend it. I feel like I've said highly recommend a lot. But this is definitely a good one, and it is going to be a good addition to any green deck. And that is going to finish off our list for the top green cards for Theros Beyond Death Limited. Come back tomorrow for the top red cards, or if you want top white, blue, and black, you can check out previous videos. I've made those, making all colors this week, so tomorrow will be red. Make sure you come back and check out that video. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Stay tuned. Peace out, guys. See ya.